Days later, the police called. They summoned Mom and Dad to the police station, unsure how to begin with the two haggard figures before them. "I think you should see this." The pharmacy owner confessed quickly and eagerly provided the store's surveillance footage. He emphasized the segment from my birthday party 3 years ago. The pharmacy downstairs has advanced surveillance, capturing movements 360 degrees, and it just manages to show the dispute on the second floor of my house from afar. After a brief conversation with me, my older sister stepped back and jumped down the stairs. "She's a monster!" Dad was trembling violently, lunging to take his anger out on the computer, but the police restrained him. They've been weeping bitterly these past few days, and I'm so tired of watching it that I can't even feel a ripple of emotion. What good is belated regret? They transferred a large sum of money to Mr. Lewis, but he refused to accept it. He replied coldly with 4 words, "I don't deserve it." On the 7th day of their unrestrained venting of regret, the older sister finally couldn't bear it any longer and ran out of the hospital. They were cleaning out my bedroom at home and didn't even look up when she returned. "Mom and Dad, why didn't you answer my phone?" She kicked over the stacked old belongings in the storage room, forcing them to pay attention to her. "Why are you cleaning up this dump? Is Yulia Wyatt coming back? Is she finally coming back to donate a kidney to me?" Mom and Dad gave her a cold look, continuing to tidy up my belongings one by one. "Please don't do this. I'm scared." "Are you still angry about me changing the medicine?" "Mom, Dad, all medicine has side effects. I was just worried about my younger sister getting sick from taking the wrong medication, so I spoke with the pharmacist about switching it to vitamins." Unsurprisingly, my older sister pouted again, tears streaming down her face, looking as pitiful as a doll. This trick always worked on Mom and Dad. In the past, whenever she gave that look, Mom and Dad would unconditionally favor her. The toys were hers, the pocket money was hers. Naturally, she assumed my kidney should be hers as well. Dad sneered. "You want her kidney? That's impossible." She was stunned. "Why? Does she still resent me for stealing your attention? I'll explain everything to her. If she just donates a kidney, I'll leave the country immediately and stay away, leaving Mom and Dad all to herself." She rambled on alone in the room, completely oblivious to the fact that Mom and Dad were already frowning. "Yeah, a child who grew up being favored could never learn to read people's faces like I had." Mom shook her head. "Yulia Wyatt never hated you. You can go to the underworld and ask her why she won't donate a kidney to you." Her older sister's pupils dilated. Her lips parted and trembled for a long moment, her expression visibly panicking. "She's dead? What am I going to do now?" "Slap!" A slap cut off her wailing. Her older sister covered her face, eyes wide, staring blankly at her parents, unable to process the fact that she had just been struck. "How could you hit me? I'm ill." The father raised his hand to strike again, trembling with anger and unsteady on his feet. He slammed his fist on the table, the bang shaking the whole house. "You have no right to mention being sick. Yulia Wyatt was sick too, but what were you doing then? You switched her medication. You deliberately jumped down the stairs and framed her for pushing you. Helen Wyatt, your mother and I have favored you too much. How can you still be so ungrateful?" The older sister's face went from green to white. Then, stubbornly raising her head, she screamed hysterically, "What favoritism? If you truly favored her, you wouldn't have even brought her into this world." "Yes, I changed her medication, but what about you? You drove her out of the house and completely abandoned her. And now you claim I'm ungrateful and that I'm the one harming her. Even if I am the murderer, you're still accomplices. You're complicit." Her words made Mom and Dad flush with shame, and they lowered their heads, unable to retort. After a long silence, Dad finally broke the suffocating quiet. "Just go back to the hospital. We don't want to see you again." Having lost all hope of survival, the older sister deteriorated rapidly. Rumors about her have already spread throughout the hospital. Everyone knows that the poor orphan who died here years ago is this heartless girl's sister. I was bullied and humiliated by her to this extent. Her current illness must be divine retribution. The nurse who administers her medication glares at her, and even the doctor turns a blind eye, offering no more than the bare minimum of care. Meanwhile, her parents are too preoccupied to care for her. They are squatting outside the funeral home, frantically searching for the urn they carelessly misplaced that day. After finding it, they wiped off the dust and burst into tears once more. After 3 years, they finally found me a gravesite with a reasonably nice view. The tombstone was deeply engraved with "The grave of beloved daughter, Yulia Wyatt." That single word, beloved, is so glaring, so laughable. They didn't love me in life, but in death, they rushed to prove their love with tears and regret. Yulia, Mom and Dad were wrong. Please, come back and be our child in the next life. We will do our best to make it up to you. As they spoke, they pulled out the crumpled family photo I had left at home. Carefully, they placed it in front of the tombstone. Disgusted, I summoned a gust of wind, blowing the photo several meters away. Yulia! They ran after it, but the wind was too strong. After spinning wildly in the air, the photo floated away and tumbled down the mountainside. Are you still unwilling to forgive Mom and Dad? Lost in sorrow and unable to speak, Mom and Dad sat blankly before my grave for a long time. They are unable to accept this reality. No matter what they do, I will resolutely leave. I will not forgive them. Looking down at my increasingly transparent body, I felt a profound sense of relief. The obsession has faded. I can finally leave behind this life of hardship and journey to a brighter afterlife. In the end, my older sister never received a kidney. The illness drove her to madness. She would alternate between lucidly cursing and begging for mercy in her delirium. As she lay dying, she vaguely saw me, floating in the air. "Yulia Wyatt?" Her eyes widened in fury as she desperately reached for me. "Where are you? Where are you? Come back and donate your kidney to me. Mom and Dad are mine, and your kidney is mine too. Don't you dare run away." The cursing stopped abruptly as the beeping of the electrocardiogram cut off her final outburst of resentment. She died consumed by endless anger, resentment, and jealousy. Her obsession will trap her, forever wandering the hospital, unable to reincarnate or find release. I watched her collide with the walls, screaming as she searched for an exit, but found none. I secretly rejoiced that, despite suffering unfair treatment, I hadn't become consumed by hatred and resentment like her. Otherwise, I would be the vengeful ghost trapped in this hospital for millennia, unable to escape. Before reincarnation, I returned home one last time. The wall, once covered with my older sister's photos and certificates, was now bare, and I had been added to the family portrait that previously only featured 3 people. The air still hung heavy with the sharp smell of gas. Dad lay peacefully asleep in bed, a large opened bottle of sleeping pills within reach. Mom stumbled out of the kitchen, turned, clutched my worn-out school bag to her chest, and closed her eyes, finally content. It was the last tangible reminder of me they could find. "Yulia, Mom and Dad are here looking for you." Everything faded to darkness. They floated away from their bodies, looking around but couldn't find me. Yulia. They stumbled everywhere, searching and searching, following my lingering presence. But by the time they caught up, I had already flown to the other shore of reincarnation. I will find relatives who love me dearly, and a home free from prejudice, and they will never find me.